Meet Miss Heather. She is a close family friend, and I've known her for many years. She was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, which she overcame a few years ago. However, she has recently been diagnosed with the same disease. In this interview, I will be learning about its implications for her and her family. What is your first name?
My name is Heather Haynes. I'm 50 years old.
So, do you have kids?
I do, 2 boys.
How old were they?
At the time I was diagnosed, they were 15 and 12. Now they're 19 and 16.
So, tell me a little bit about the initial diagnosis.
When I was first diagnosed, I was getting my yearly mammograms and all was well. And I found a lump by myself and went to have it checked out. And they sent me in to see an oncologist. And they did further testing, and it did come back as triple negative, but positive for breast cancer.
What was the original stage?
Original stage was stage 3. It was quite advanced, so they started to get really aggressive with the treatment super fast.
Stage 3 breast cancer refers to cancer in the breast that has spread to several nearby lymph nodes. At stage 3, breast cancer may also spread to the chest wall or skin of the breast. What was the overall course of the disease?
The overall course of the disease was triple negative breast cancer is quite aggressive, so it included chemotherapy to shrink the tumor. Then I received a double mastectomy to remove the tumor itself and surrounding tissue, and then radiation. So it was a course of over a year and a half, 2 years of treatment.
Did it spread fast?
It spread fast, it grew fast, it spread fast. It spread into my lymph nodes, which they had to remove as well.
What worked best for you? What treatment?
I think it was a combination of all 3. I had an excellent team of physicians, and they decided to treat it aggressively and get first to shrink it and then remove it, and then the radiation made sure it wouldn't come back.
You had surgery, you said that.
Yes.
How was the recovery process of that?
The double mastectomy, that was removing tissue from both breasts to make sure that the cancer cells didn't spread. It's a intensive surgery. I recovered within a couple of weeks from that.
Describe the side effects of the chemo and radiation on you and your family.
I was really fortunate. They provide you with a whole host of preventative drugs before your chemo, which includes steroids, anti-nausea medication. Then they send you home with medication to help with side effects. So I didn't experience a great deal of nausea or stomach issues. Mostly fatigue, a little tired after treatment, but for the most part I did pretty well.
What was the hardest part about raising children and battling cancer?
I guess the hardest part initially was letting them know what was happening and letting them know Mom was going to lose her hair, because that was the only real difference they saw. I tried to tell them in a very positive way that this is a situation, it's treatable, I'm going to get treatment for it and be just fine. And also, instead of just talking to them about it, I showed them that I was okay and our life wasn't changing.
And you were just trying to be normal mom?
Trying to be normal mom. We were living our lives and going to the ball field and just trying to live as normal a life as possible.
In order to get a different perspective on the family's experience, I interviewed her son, Robert Heft. So, what was your initial reaction when you found out that your mom had been diagnosed?
Well, I knew what cancer or breast cancer was, but I didn't know exactly what was gonna come with it. So initially I was pretty scared. Like, I knew she was gonna handle it, and I knew she was strong, but in the back of my mind there's always that little bit of doubt that's just like, that what if it doesn't go well. But that was just initially, but she made us feel really comfortable, and she made sure that we were okay, and she made sure that we knew she was gonna be okay. And throughout it, she also asked us, hey, and she kept us updated, and she was like, hey, you guys okay? And she just made sure that we stayed strong because it was just as important as for us to stay strong as it was for her to stay strong. So I was nervous, but I tried to not let it show because I didn't want her to think, that I thought it was bad. So.
And did it affect the dynamic of the home at all, or was everything pretty normal?
Not at all. She made sure that everything stayed normal and that, nothing changed. Because we had a lot going on as well through school. So we always stayed busy, so we weren't around the house that much anyway. But even when we did come home, there were still home-cooked meals on the table. She was still taking us to baseball games. She was still making sure we had everything taken care of, like clothes, food, whatever. So nothing changed. It wasn't a big shock. The only thing that changed was, the possibility of something really bad happening. But she stayed strong and made sure nothing happened.
Mrs. Hamilton's family is in the minority, as statistics show that the family dynamic of most families when someone is affected with cancer change drastically, and usually for the worst. Now to get Miss Hamilton's perspective on just how important family is.
How important has your family been throughout the whole process?
Family is super important. My kids and my husband, family, friends, they want to be part of the experience with you. They want to know what's going on. They want to help. So they kind of inspire you and motivate you to be on top of your game and have a positive attitude and a good, healthy outlook.
What thoughts were running through your mind when you found out the cancer had resurfaced?
I found it was almost 5 years since I'd been pretty much cancer-free, and I found another lump, and I pretty much knew that it was going to be the same situation. I was a little disappointed, but I was prepared. I had a good team in place, so I wasn't fearful because I'd beat it once and I could beat it again.
Are you close to remission?
Right now, I'm currently in the middle of treatment again. They did a lumpectomy to remove the cancerous tumor. I've received chemotherapy, and now I'm on immunotherapy, which will end in January.
And how's that going?
It's going really well. I have got a great diagnosis, so I should be in the clear by January.
Throughout the whole experience, what has cancer taught you about yourself and just life as a whole?
I think cancer has taught me to enjoy life and don't take anything for granted. And also not to see things as any obstacles that come along in your way, such as cancer or any health issues, to kind of meet them head on and tackle it with a positive attitude, and that you can challenge yourself and get over things, and you'll be just fine.
Do you have any advice for someone who has just first been diagnosed with breast cancer or any cancer at all?
Yeah, I'd say, learn about your disease so you have the knowledge to make decisions that will benefit you. Ask questions if you are unsure of things, and to always be positive and have hope that this too shall pass. This is not a sentence here. This is something you can get over. And to lean on your family and, enjoy your life.
That's all I have for you today. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you, Joseph. It was
Have
a
a great day.
pleasure.